Joining us right now is the professor of geosciences over at Princeton University, Frederick Simmons. Princeton University is just about, I understand, 30 miles southeast of Lebanon, where the magnitude of the quake was. Were you on campus when the earthquake occurred?
Yes, I was sitting in my office and the building started shaking like I'd never felt before.
What was going through your mind at this point? I mean, did you think maybe it was a truck or construction, or did you know right away that it was an earthquake?
So we've had a lot of construction, so I know what that looks like, feels like. And I am a seismologist, but I haven't experienced this. But immediately when it kept going, I knew this was an earthquake, because it wasn't just a few seconds. It was 10, 20, 30, 35 seconds of shaking in a manner that we've never felt before here in my last 15 years.
What was, I think, surprising about this was the fact that there were some people who said they definitely felt it in the Northeast, and then there were other people that are thinking we are making this up. Can you explain why some people felt it and why some people didn't feel it?
Well, it depends what you're doing, what you're thinking, where you're at. If you're busy and you are next to a jackhammer, you're going to not feel the difference. But the longevity of it, the fact that it was 10, 20, 30 seconds and kept going should have clued people in that there was really something more than an explosion or something, a quarry blast or something on the road. And that is when you know.
Now, we've been getting reports, it seems like every 20 minutes, of additional aftershocks that have happened. Now, they have not been as strong as what we saw earlier this morning at 10:23. So are we going to continue to see aftershocks? And how surprising is it that we've been seeing a lower end aftershock?
So aftershocks typically decay in magnitude and typically decay in occurrence as the main shock is receding into the past. So we might have a few more, but they'll be less and less damaging or less and less intense.
So I know that there is a possibility that we could end up even seeing a magnitude 3.0 or greater. I mean, what percentage is that? And I guess when would we be outside of the window of possibly seeing that? Is it 3 days, is it 4 days, 7 days?
Well, I feel very safe right now because in a day or two, I don't think we'll feel anything as us humans. Of course, our instruments are still picking up minor vibrations here and there. But to put a number on it in terms of chance is hard. We've had an unusual earthquake in a region that doesn't usually get those, but it's not that unusual. We have them every few years, and now we will have a few aftershocks. But in a day or two, I wouldn't expect anything to be felt even very close to the epicenters of where they are generated.
Just a few days ago, we were talking about the massive earthquake over in Taiwan, and now we're talking about one here in the United States. From what I understand from my research, they are not connected, right? Because they're on different fault lines.
Well, I'd like to say that the planet is connected. We have only one planet, and we felt the Taiwan earthquake. It was recorded on our instrument down right here in this building, and I was literally just looking at the record when this one happened. And so the waves travel through the Earth, and Taiwan was a 7.4 or something, and that was much, much stronger locally, but it was 7,000 or 8,000 miles away from here, and yet we picked that up here in New Jersey with our sensitive instrumentation. So it's not connected in any causal way, but it is connected because we live on this one planet, and wherever a noise is made, somebody will pick it up somewhere.
So over on the West Coast, they are used to dealing with this. Here in the Northeast, I mean, this does not happen very often. So what can people do now to prepare and, maybe possibly in a week or two? I mean, we could, I don't know, maybe even see another one happen. I know that you're saying that it's less likely to happen, but is there something that people can do now just in case?
I think people should look at what they would have done if this had been a big earthquake. And the advice is to drop, to seek cover, and to hold on until any shaken is past. That's what they're drilling into people in California and in the Pacific Northwest and in various other countries where there's more earthquakes. So review what you would do if there was going to be a big earthquake, what you could have done today, which is what I did. I grabbed my coat and ran out looking for cover. And then make sure that your buildings are up to code and make sure that your have a good way of getting in and out of your house at all times, and don't be absent-minded, because the Earth has a lot of energy and it wants to give it to us at unexpected times, not like a storm which we see coming or a hurricane that we see often days in advance, but this sort of event is sudden and we don't see it coming. So we need to always be ready, even though in this area there are going to be smaller shocks of the kind that we just experienced.
Yeah. All right. Well, Professor Simons, thank you so much for spending part of your afternoon with us. We definitely appreciate your expertise.